All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the JLR YouTube podcast. And it's time for another episode of Broken Swords 2 The Smoking Mirror Walkthrough and Review. So, this will be the second episode. So, maybe I'll do the quick review of what has happened so far and tell you at the same time what I'm actually doing with this walkthrough and review. So, Broken Sword 2, Smoking Mirror, obviously, it's a sequel to Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars. And this game features these main characters again, George Stobbart and Nicole Collard. And before, last time I just completely spoiled the end of Shadow of the Templars, and, why are you even watching the second game walkthrough and review if you haven't even watched the first one first? If you haven't even played that game first. I'm gonna spoil that game, obviously. So if you don't want me to spoil Broken Sword: The Shadow of the Templars, then watch my walkthrough and review on YouTube first of that game, and then come back to this video of me reviewing Broken Sword 2: The Shadow, the Shadow Mirror. Sorry, the Smoking Mirror. I made a hybrid of both of those games. Never mind. So it features those two characters, George Stobbart and Nicole Collard, who saved the world from the Neo-Templars in the prior game. And what happened is we have arrived back in Paris, in France, and George is he's meeting up with Nico again after being away from a half a year, and we don't know how much they've been together before that. I mean, maybe it was very early after the end of the first game, who knows. But anyways, we know he had been away for half a year. His father was dying. That was his comment, what he told Labino. He told him that he had been away because his father was dying, and he came back. And as soon as he came back to France, it seems like Nico wanted to go. He wanted to celebrate the occasion, but Nico wanted to see this Professor Ubier. I was trying to. I need to pronounce it correctly. Ubier is this French name, right? I kept reading it like Ubier or something. Yeah. Anyways, Professor Ubier. Yes, he wanted to meet him about a stone that she found or received. It was like sent to her. Something to do with smuggling. That was what Labino told us later. But the thing is, there was no Ubier there. At least not that we know of, because the guy who answered was a man who looked native to Central America. A guy named Pablo, we found out later. And he showed George and Nico up into the house, took them upstairs, and then he knocked out George, and then there was another guy who had like a blow darts. And that dart knocked out Nico. They kidnapped Nico, but left George in this burning building with a poisonous big-ass spider. And it was a weird way to send him to his death, but George was able to escape. Crush the spider with a bookcase and turn out, obviously take out the fire. So what happened was a series of events. We had to examine things to find out of more clues, like this note that Nico got from Labino. But it had his telephone number, so we could actually call Labino and meet him up at the Café Montfaucon, which appeared in Shadow of the Templars. And even at the place was the old gendarme, the police officer, but he was forced to retire because of the... Well, we didn't really get the explanation, because I just took the flash immediately, but he was retired because he was supposed to be responsible of finding the tripod, or it was something like that. But anyways, he was drinking absinthe, and he had a flask there with strong absinthe, and we took it away from him as he was drinking in his sorrow. But we also found out from Labino that Labino had been talking to Nico. I'm completely lost here. It was something about the Mayan artifact. There's a stone. He showed us the stone of the Mayan, the artifact to us, and Nico told him to guard it with his life. But he recommended to meet Professor Ubier to get more information, but obviously he wasn't there. But then we had another pot that we found at his place, a Mayan-looking pot, Mayan artifact. And he suggested Labano that we should meet with the Glees at the Glees Gallery. And we went there, and that guy definitely knew Ubier, Professor Ubier. That guy has been working with glass. He's been basically getting him all these Mayan artifacts. And the guy wouldn't want to tell us anything about it more, and he forbade us from going in the back to see all those crates. But we were able to manage to get there by we got this guy who broke our pot, got him drunk on absinthe, and he fell on one of the glass cases and just shattered all the pots. And the guy was like, so upset about it, kind of hung over the guy over there. So we were able to sneak by him and get to the crates, and we found a label there that said something about Condor Transglobal, a company that seemed to be the responsible. That's the company that Ubier must be using to deliver all these Mayan artifacts to the Glees guy, who said he was we said, "Are you English?" These days, one wants to refer to himself as a European. It's kind of it's 30 years ago, but still, if they had any idea what happened the next 30 years, the reputation of the British and then etc. European Union. I don't want to go to the Brexit things, but no, let's keep it non-political stuff. But the thing it was to Paris from Mars. Almost said what it was, but it was like a rib note, so it only said Mars. We had no idea what it is. So again, we had to find out from checking another item that in a newspaper that we found in Professor Ubier's house, there was a bank statement with all these withdrawals for this company from Marseille called Condor Transglobal. So that was the label. That was what the label was all about. It was not Mars, but Marseille. So we had a destination. We found out this company supplies Mayan artifacts. It's based in Marseille, called Condor Transglobal. That is our biggest lead. That might be where Nico is. So we went to Marseille, arrived at the dock in Marseille. Let's restore it here. And voila. Here we are. So this is the dock. So let's look at the fence.
A chain link fence barred the entrance to the docks.
So obviously this is being guarded. There's a hut here, by the way.
There was a glow of light at the window of the hut.
So there might be someone there. Now if we get closer to the actual fence, let's see, can we climb it or something? Or let's get next to it. Oh, yes, let's try to climb it, but there's this dog barking, a crazed dog. Yikes.
What's the big idea?
I don't know. The dog went berserk for no apparent reason.
He's trained to do that. The idea is to deter any would-be intruder.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just remember, he's a trained attack dog. A killer.
This is a dock in Marseille in France, but why does the dock worker sound like he's from a dock somewhere in New York or something? It sure didn't sound like he was a French person.
It was a mean-looking guard dog.
Mean-looking guard dog. Can we talk to him?
Here, boy.
Yep. It won't do anything. So we will not be able to climb the fence while he's there. So let's see about looking inside the window. Okay. The guy is opening like a trap door and throwing an empty bottle into the ocean. That's not very Good for the environment. Ooh. A loud slurping sound. Jeez, that's loud. Let's look at the watchman here.
The watchman was big and bulgy, like a sack of potatoes. His flushed and bloated face wore a sleepy, amiable expression.
Will you stop slurping? Let's talk to him.
Hi there.
Hey! How long you been watching me?
Well, I wasn't watching.
You were looking.
Oh, well, yeah, but I wasn't watching.
What'd you want? Do you know what time it is?
No, I don't wear a watch. As my dad used to say, I'm not into time, man.
Well, you're too early.
Not into time, man. Was his father a hippie? Might have been. I mean, this is the late 90s, so... If his father 30 years older, yeah, why not? Okay, we could ask about the time. But it doesn't matter. Let's ask about Condor Transglobal.
Ever heard of Condor Transglobal?
Sure. They have a warehouse here.
Well, could I take a look?
Not until after the holidays. Come back in a month.
Oh, yeah, the friends. They take their long holidays.
I have to make a delivery to Condor Transglobal.
Where's your rig?
About half a mile down the road.
And you walked here? Jeez, are you some kind of nut?
Nah, it was easy. I just put one foot in front of the other.
Let's ask more about Condor.
Are you gonna let me make my delivery?
Not without the paperwork. You get the papers, you make your delivery, and I get a fat backhander.
I was getting nowhere with the story about being a trucker.
Uh-huh. So we might have to give up on that.
Do you know what kind of business Condor's involved in?
I'm paid to guard the gate. Their business is none of mine.
Let's see, what about Nico?
I'm looking for a young woman.
At the docks? What kind of woman do you have in mind?
You don't understand. It's my girlfriend I'm trying to find.
Well, I ain't seen her, and you should tell her. The docks ain't no place for a young lady. They're dirty and they're dangerous.
Dirty! A Frenchman would have been dirty, but yeah. We just got a guy from the Bronx or something, I don't know. Alright, what about asking more
I'm
about
certain my girlfriend was brought here when she was abducted.
What? Your girl was kidnapped?
Yeah, struck down by an Indian with a poisoned dart.
A poison dart, huh?
I could tell he didn't believe me.
And we have the poison dart. Let's show it.
This is the dart that the Indian shot at my girlfriend.
Sheesh! That's pretty weird, but I don't see why you'd expect to find her here.
There's nothing else. I mean, Oubier.
Have you ever heard of Professor Oubier?
Me? None of my friends are professors or anything like that.
Alright, we don't have professor friends. What about, I don't know, the banknote?
Take a look at this letter.
No, it's the letter. Oh, okay. Letter
That's
from...
sick. Did you write it?
Oh, no. No, it's a letter from my girlfriend's admirer.
Lopinos letter. That creep.
If I was you, I'd smack him in the mouth.
Well, that's not my style, but thanks for the advice.
It isn't really George's style, although he did knock out Khan in Shadow of the Templar. What about the dog?
Does that dog belong to you?
Nah, he comes with the job. I just feed him every now and then.
More then than now, I'd say.
Let's ask more about the dog.
What's the dog's name?
20.
It's unusual for a dog.
It's his registration number. Security dog number 20.
20?
Does number 20 have rabies?
Nah, just a bad attitude. Like I said, he's a trained attack dog. They took him when he was a puppy and messed with his head to make him the way he is.
I forgot. I'm gonna try to keep this as not only visual but also as an audio commentary. So, yeah, we went up to a fence and the dog barked at us, and we fell down, and the guy came out of this hut and yelled at us not to go over the fence. And then now we're looking through the window of this hut, trying to talk to. Well, we are talking to, but we're trying to get through the gates, trying to get to Condor and Transglobal, but he won't let us. Let's ask about the time.
What time is it anyhow?
The big hand's on the floor. Why aren't you in bed?
I can explain everything.
Never mind, I ain't that interested.
Well, why did you ask?
What time do you open the gates?
7.
Do you mind if I hang out here till the dock's open?
Please yourself, but you'll have a long wait. It's Sunday, and tomorrow is the start of the national holiday. Everything is closed for a month.
Well, wouldn't you just know it?
That's crazy. We need to get in there. What about the exotic pants?
I have these very exotic panties.
Take them away, you pervert!
Panties, scissors, pants. Yeah, there's a gag coming up in the third game. Maybe I'll do that sometime. But about pants and was it shorts and underwear? Yeah, underpants. And he thinks, oh, give me the pants. He just said pants, as in underwear. But they call it shorts. It's American, it's UK, America, English, all of it. Just I'll get confused. Yeah, never mind.
What's cooking?
What's
Beans.
cooking on the stove?
You know a man can live on nothing but beans.
Not this one.
This guy loves beans. Let's ask him about more beans.
Don't you ever get tired of eating beans?
Sure I do. What do you take me for?
And what's the alternative?
Peas. I can't eat them too often, though. They play hell with my digestion.
The guy eats beans and then sometimes peas. This is disgusting. Let's ask more.
Have you ever considered changing your diet?
What's wrong with beans and beer?
You need me to tell you? You're pumping out enough methane here to fill a dirigible.
And that's it. We have nothing else to say to
I
this
gotta
guy.
go now, but I'll be back.
Can't wait.
All right. And we're done looking through the window. So, we need to get past this gate, but there's this dock here bothering us. I don't know. Let's look at this
The
chimney.
chimney was a metal pipe with a conical hat on top to stop the rain getting in.
By the way, last time I ended the first episode, I told you at the end that this part here is the part that was in the Broken Sword 2 demo, which is what I played before I actually played the original, the actual game, the full game. And that's, both Broken Sword, Shadows of Tempest, and Smoky Mirror. In both cases, I played a demo before I played the actual game. Broken Sword 3, no, there was no demo there. 4, no. 5, no. I just played the actual. No, there was no demo. People don't really play demos anymore, do they? No. I haven't. Not in a while. You should play. Get a trial for the game or something. Will you shut up? That dog is very loud.
The chimney was a metal pipe which disappeared into the wall.
Can we
On top of the pipe rested a cone.
Cone on a chimney. Can we touch it?
Ouch! That's hot.
Too hot. We'll not be able to touch it. Let's go down the steps here. So now we're looking at the dock. There's a hook here.
A short stick of wood floated near the edge of the landing stage.
Let's pick it up. I love the
The
pockets
stick had
that
a
yours
hook
have.
on one end. I figured it was a boat hook. For hooking boats.
Long stick with a hook on it, and he just casually just puts it inside his jacket. So, and look at all the items that we already have. Those pockets that he has. The video game logic. It's quite astonishing. There's a bottle here.
Bobbing up and down in the oily water was the watchman's discarded beer bottle.
That's the bottle. Well, we should pick that up. I mean, you shouldn't be throwing stuff like this in the ocean. Look at all the trash here.
The bottle was just out of reach.
Out of
Nothing was
reach?
going to get me into that water if I could help it.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out later. Won't we? It's out of reach, so why not use the thing that we hook onto boats when they're out of reach? The hook. The main theme.
I just knew that boat hook would be useful for something. As for the bottle, even if I couldn't find a use for it, I'd cleaned up the dock a little.
So I love. Obviously, we have the same. Yeah, I think it's management, or I forgot. Anyways, it's the same composer and music style of music, the same theme in this game because it's basically a game that came 1 year later. It's a sequel that came very quickly after after the first game. But yeah, I kind of missed the in the third, fourth, and fifth game. It's a new composer, new kind of music, and this theme is no longer present in those games. This could have been. I would have loved if this theme would have lived on in all the Broken Swords games, but only the first two. Oh, that dog is annoying. Let's look at this platform.
The platform was held up by a hinged bracket. I couldn't figure out what it was for. Maybe it was part of a structure which no longer existed.
Can we reach the platform? No.
My arms weren't long enough to reach the platform.
We wouldn't be able to reach the platform with our arms, but again, can we reach with something else, like this hook, for example? Interesting. So now the platform is not. What's the opposite of raised? Oh my god! It's laid down now, right now. So there's not a step from the hut to the dock anymore. So I'm guessing that 20 here should be on this platform, and then we do that again, put the platform down, and then 20 goes down with it. Let's look at 20
The guard
here.
dog was staring at me with a hungry look in his eyes.
Yeah, and he's pretty loud. Let's talk to him.
Hey, 20.
He won't respond. Okay, let's go up the steps again. So, oh wait, before we do that, we can go up the trapdoor where the guy is eating his beans. Will he notice us? Doesn't seem to notice us. We can look all over the place here. There's a coat hanging.
A shabby
on the
old
wall.
overcoat hung from a peg near the door.
Can we grab the coat?
I couldn't reach the coat.
Should we reach it with the hook?
No.
No. All right. Let's look at some of the other things here. There are. Oh, look at these biscuits.
It was a packet with a picture of a boxer dog on the front.
Dog biscuits. Can we reach them?
I couldn't reach the packet.
Obviously not. And there's a cup here.
It was
Do
a
we need that?
filthy, stained coffee mug.
Obviously we can't reach
I couldn't
that.
reach the cup.
So, do we need it?
It was an old, blackened kettle. I couldn't reach the kettle.
We can't reach anything there, right? There's the stove.
It was an old iron stove, which heated the hut and the watchman's dinner.
We can't reach that.
Couldn't reach that far.
We can't really use the hook because he will notice that. There's the pan with all the beans
Something was
in it.
bubbling in the watchman's saucepan.
It's probably beans. Can we get the pan?
I couldn't reach that far.
I just keep. Obviously, he cannot reach, but I keep trying. Let's look at the watchman.
It was the night watchman.
All right. How about? Let's see. Coal scuttle. Why is he saying? What the hell is wrong with him?
It was a large bucket filled with coal.
Can we reach that?
I couldn't reach the bucket.
Now, what's wrong with this watch? It's just being ridiculous. Let's talk
Excuse
to him. here.
me. Huh?
Oh, he's looking at
Who's
the window,
there?
but we're down at the trap door. Oh. Phew. He laid out a nasty fart. Oh, George. Giggles and twinkles. You're junk. Yeah, George fell out of the trapdoor, trying to hold over his nose because probably it was a really bad smell from that fart, and then he fell down the trapdoor. So we're not gonna. I'm guessing if we talk to him again, he'll just keep farting, and we'll keep falling through the trapdoor because we can't stand the smell. There's something with this chimney, right? We need to do something with that. So we not only picked up the hook, but also this bottle. Let's look at the bottle.
It was the beer bottle that slob of a watchman had dumped in the sea, now half full of filthy dock water. The label read, Surge, The beer that clears your head.
So if that chimney is too hot, maybe we can cool it down with the water in the bottle. Why do I talk like this?
The bottle was half filled with water.
Right?
Maybe it would cool the cone down enough to touch it.
Cool it down. Oh. Let's see if we can touch it. There we go.
Now I could see into the pipe which formed the chimney.
So now we can see...
The chimney was a metal pipe which disappeared into the wall.
We can actually see the smoke coming out of the chimney, right? Okay, so we took this cone here.
It was the metal cone I'd taken from the chimney of the watchman's hut.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if we can we put something else into the chimney? Like the actual bottle? What happens to that? Oh. Now with...
The bottle had blocked the chimney.
Oh.
And the hut was filling up with smoke.
The hut filled up with smoke. The guy he's now outside. He ran out coughing, obviously because there was too much smoke in the hut. Have to turn off the stove probably, but it's still outside. That means we can go down. We went down the stairs and now up the trapdoor because there's no one there. And George climbs up. A lot of smoke in there, but he seems to be okay. What can we pick up here? Well,
Someone
there's
had
the coal.
once told me a piece of coal brought you luck.
Okay.
Who was I to argue with irrational superstition?
Rational superstition. So we touch the stove? Why not?
Yow!
Yow!
Stove equals heat. Heat equals burn. Burn equals excruciating pain.
I already knew that would happen, but I'm just being a sadist towards George. Sorry. Let's look at the pan. What's in it?
Baked beans in ketchup.
Blech. I love ketchup, but baked beans and ketchup only. Blech. Let's pick up the dog biscuits. Musical cue.
The packet was full of dog biscuits.
I think we should use those
I couldn't
biscuits.
think of one good reason to steal the watchman's kettle.
Yeah, we're not going to take that. What about the kettle?
That mug was a health risk. I decided to leave it where it was.
All right. But we took the biscuits. And dog biscuits, probably use it for, I don't know, the dog. I'm loopy today. I don't know what's going on. So we exit through the door. He'll understand. He'll be understanding, right? Oh, wow.
What the hell do you think you're doing? Get the hell out of here.
Okay, just hold on to that dog.
He had to hold on the dog. His eyes are red. Let's go down the trapdoor. I wonder if we would go back outside, he would get even angrier. Never mind. We could have maybe picked up the jacket. No, probably not. Door slamming. The guy is probably back inside. And here is the lovely dog 20. Now, if we just take the box of dog biscuits and click on 20 here, what happens then?
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy.
Get it. He eats it. All right. Nothing else happened. So, like I said, I think we're probably going to have to get this platform back up. Use the hook. There it is. Platform's up. What about leaving a biscuit on the platform?
Hey, 20. Come and get it, boy.
Come and get it. You're gonna love these. He's standing on the platform. Folks, this is animal cruelty, but if we don't get rid of the dog, we will not be able to get past the gate. So down goes the platform.
I felt a slight twinge of conscience as I prepared to give the dog a dunking. It soon passed.
Oh. Well, he was kind of mean. And away he goes into the water. Splash. Oh. He's okay. He can swim.
As I'd expected, the dog could swim like a... well, like a dog.
Like a dog. Animals that can swim. Obviously a lot of birds. Dogs. Cats don't like the water, but could they swim in it? No idea. Random ass questions. There's no one there now, so let's just go over the fence. No one to stop us to get to Condor Trans Club. Alright. George is quick on his feet. He runs towards a building there. Let's see. Do you think the sound... it's not just me, right? The sound effects are also a little bit loud, right? The important part is the speech. And the speech volume and the sound effects volume is the same. The music is very low, but you still can hear it pretty well. So let's kind of put sound effects in between. I don't want to... last time when I did Shadow of the Templars, I think I did pull the sound effects. Yeah, I made the volume too low on the sound effects, and sometimes like there were, the car hitting Sean Fitzgerald in Ireland. You couldn't really hear it because I turned down the volume there. I think this should be okay. Let's press OK and see how it sounds. Yeah, I still, the sound effects are pretty loud. You can hear the water in the ocean and whatever that sound is. It sounds like a generator or something. There's a door over here. What could this be?
The doors looked 100 years old, but they were still very sturdy. A sturdy chain and padlock hung around the door handles.
We're not going to be able to get in there. There's a clamp here.
The clamp was held in a mechanism which forced its jaws open.
Okay. What happens if we try to use the
I
clamp?
decided not to tamper with the clamp.
Okay, we're not
Those
gonna...
jaws looked like it could snap shut at any moment.
Ooh. We'll have to be careful then. What does this sign say?
It read Pont du Nord, fine wine producers. I didn't recognize the label.
Pont du Nord. And this door might lead to where they are?
A sturdy chain and padlock hung around the door handle.
Yeah, it's the same. So, Pont du Nord is obviously, we're no business there. But this sure looks familiar.
It read Condor Trans Global. I'd come to the right place. Now all I had to do was get inside.
Here we are then. Condor Trans Global. And
That door seemed to be the only way into the warehouse.
That must be the way then. So let's go up to the door. Knock on door.
The din must have drowned out the sound of my knocking.
The din? Is that where... Where is the din? Is it upstairs here? There's a ladder that goes up on a second level here. Let's go up the ladder real quick.
Maybe there was a way in up there.
Okay. Let's see. We have windows as well. And then there's a barrel here close to the clamp. Shall we look through and see?
The window wasn't fully shut.
Oh, it isn't fully shut. Then we probably can open the window, right? Let's do that. Oh, there's the source of the sound. Next to the window. And there are two figures in here. Two people that we know from the beginning of the game. It's Pablo and then the short guy that used the blow dart against Nico. And there's the fan. It's very loud sound. Let's look at the fan here.
It was a powerful fan.
Powerful fan indeed. Can we do something with the fan?
I couldn't reach the blades of the fan, which was just as well. If I'd stuck my fingers in there, I'd never be able to play guitar again.
Do you play the guitar, George? I didn't know that. What about this Pablo figure here?
It was the creep who'd kidnapped Nico. And I had a score to settle.
So obviously he doesn't know his name is Pablo. That was in the cutscene that we had after talking to Lopino, where Nico was being... she was tied up in a chair and being interrogated by Karsak. What's his name? Karsak. and Pablo was there next to him. And then there's this one here.
The guy was partly hidden behind a stack of crates.
Hardly hidden, okay? Can we talk to them?
I wouldn't have been heard over the din of the fan.
So the fan is too loud. We cannot do anything with this loud fan here. And how are we gonna stop the fan? Well, once again, we can't reach unless we use the hook. Fan
That did
broken.
the trick. The fan clunked and shorted out as its blades were mashed by the boat hook.
Okay. Oh, Pablo's looking around.
Hey, you make any more noise, I break your arms.
That bully needed to be taught a lesson.
Garzak's already mad because we didn't get the stone. You give me any trouble, I'll tell him it was all your fault.
Karzak? That must be his boss.
Karsak. That's the guy. So Pablo being very mean to the other guy. Bully, right? Big bad bully. Let's go. We finally have some silence. Oh, because the fan isn't working. Did we talk to the guy from the window?
I decided there was a better way to attract their attention.
There is. Let's go outside the window now. Folks, it's time to go down the ladder and then save the game. Why am I going to save the game? Because this is the first part in the game where you can die. And I love to save the game first and show you how it looks like when George is killed. Anyways. Save. Should be okay. If I load this save, what happens then? Restore. Exactly same place. Okay. Let's now knock on the door, and I'll show you how you're not supposed to do this. There's Pablo.
Who is it?
Who is it? We can also be just, shall we be the dishonest George here? Like, there's the pizza. Yeah, we can. The pizza icon.
Pizza delivery?
I
Pizza
didn't
delivery.
order pizza.
No? This is the Condor Trans-Global Shipping Company, isn't it?
I don't like pizza.
Oh, come on. Everyone likes pizza.
Maybe he was allergic to mozzarella.
He ignored us. Let's knock again.
Hey,
What now?
Still talk about the pizza.
look. This pizza's been paid for. You might as well take it.
I told you, I don't like pizza.
Not even with extra olives?
I hate them. Olives are the devil's butt nuggets.
Devil's butt nuggets. I used to not like olives, but I think they're okay. I can go with olives and mushrooms if I want to. Now, onion, that's another story. People that like onion on pizza are just... Ugh, you're the worst. Let's knock again. You are the worst onion lovers. I hate
If you know what's good for you, you'll open this door.
Oh,
What if I don't?
I'll kick your head in.
Okay, I'll come out, you creep.
oh, he's gonna come out. We say we're gonna kick his head in. And what you can hear now is the rattling of a key or a chain. Someone is opening the door. It's Pablo. And we're just standing there. And here comes Pablo. As we said to him, we're gonna kick him in if he... Uh-oh, he draws out the gun. George has been shot, killed in action, and it's not an RIP tombstone like it used to be in the Shadow of the Templars game, but now it's the Aztec pyramid. I think it's an Aztec pyramid, not a Mayan pyramid. I'm not sure. If I'm confusing the pyramids, you know, confusing civilizations, don't cancel me. Anyways, there's the Central American style pyramid, and and a skull on a stick with feathers on it. It's been yeah, it's quite the look of it, decorated in a very interesting way. And yeah, and probably it's one of those things they were shaking around or something, or using maybe for the sacrifice or something. But that's the image that we get when we die. So obviously, this has some significance in the game. the pyramid, and this thing, something's gonna happen in Central America. But yeah, so we don't get the RIP Domestone, but we get this image. So let's restore the game, and I'll show you how we should do this. Obviously, we should not just stand in front of the door when he comes out.
Who is it?
This time we're Honest George. I love being Honest George. We're George Stobbart.
My name is Stobbart. George Stobbart.
What do you want?
I want my girl. Well, we can talk about the spider that we killed, but honestly, we want Nico. Give us Nico back. Give me back my Nico. Give me back my son.
I've come for my girl.
No girls here.
Open up, creep.
Open up, creep.
I got the feeling he wasn't too pleased to see me.
No, he wasn't. So let's go up the ladder. Okay, we can hear the keychain. Get up the ladder, get up the ladder. Go, go, go. Here we go. Up the ladder we go. And there he is. He's looking around. Pablo. So what can we do upstairs here? Could we go through the window? No, not really. But let's look at the barrels here.
A fine old oak barrel.
Oh, we're too late. He went back inside. Sorry about that. So obviously we are supposed to do something with the barrels. Let's get back to him. All right. Sorry about that. I should have been more quick on my feet. Or quick with this mouse. Or whatever you want to say. Let's knock, 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 knock on the door again. Hey, can't take your kindly to you, ignorant. No. What now? I don't even have the options for George, so I can't even be Honest George. Why doesn't he? Oh, okay. I'll pretend to be the gendarme.
Police, we want to talk to you about abduction, arson, and attempted murder.
You got a warrant?
Sure, I got a warrant. Open the door, I'll show you.
You wait.
Okay, let's get the hell out
That's
of here.
got him scared and angry.
Yes, indeed. So not only did we did the Honest George part, but we also pretended to be the police. And before that, we pretended to be a police delivery guy. Police? No, pizza delivery guy. Jesus, what's wrong with you? You're talking shit. Okay, barrel, clamp and barrel. What are we gonna do? Put the clamp on the barrel. And arms away. There goes the barrel. And the barrel fell on maybe the dock, the actual wooden dock itself. Oh, he's standing right in front of the place where the barrel went. So once we do that again, the barrel is gonna hit him. And he's knocked out, I think. Laying there on the dock floor. Yeah, there must be a wooden dock under beside the actual concrete one, right? It sounded like wood. That kind of falling when he fell down. That sound like it's falling on wood. We're inside and we have locked the door. Well, not locked it, but well, he wouldn't be able to get through it with the.
It was an old, creaky, heavy, splintery wooden door.
Yeah, the wooden panel now. Across the door. There. It's locked. It's locked! Whatever. So, let's look around here. There's a filing cabinet.
Filing cabinet.
Must be we must get some information about... Ah, it's locked.
It was locked.
Alright, what about the
There
notice
was a
board?
notice board beside the desk with an assortment of paperwork on it. Among the paperwork which adorned the notice board was something which caught my eye. It was a delivery note from Condor Transglobal, and the address was Quaramonte City.
Quaramonte. I'm not sure. Quaramonte is probably not a real place, but it sure sounds like a... Quaramonte sounds like it could be something in Mexico. Has that kind of a Mexican style over it. There was a guy here before, but he's no longer there.
The room was filled with transglobal crates.
was, yeah, in between the boxes, but he doesn't seem to be around.
All the crates were firmly sealed.
All right, he's not there then. Shall we walk towards the elevator? Oh,
Whoa! Don't shoot! The
that's
little
the
guy had a blowpipe. That confirmed my suspicions about what had happened to Nico.
Damn it!
I waited for him to shoot me, but it didn't happen. Instead, he seemed to want to tell me something.
He's pointing.
What? You want me to get out?
He's pointing.
Nope, that wasn't it. Oh, what did he want?
He pointed to the left. We went to the filing cabinet and we couldn't open it. What about the drawer?
There was a small drawer in the desk. Knowing my luck, it was bound to be locked.
Are you sure? No. Oh, it's open. And what's in there?
The only interesting thing I found was a small brass key.
All right. So I found a key when I looked through the drawer. He pointed at the... Most likely pointed in that direction. He's still pointing, though. Let's look at
The
him.
guy was partly hidden behind a stack of crates.
Okay, let's talk to him.
Hi. I'm not going to hurt you.
Quaramonte!
Is that where you're from? Coramonte City?
Quaramonte! Quaramonte!
Okay.
There's a guy from Quaramonte. Let's ask about Nico.
What have you done with my girlfriend?
Huh?
I am not leaving without her. Where is she? He didn't appear to understand me.
He doesn't understand him, but he could understand Pablo when you spoke English to him. So it's a weird world where the characters have to speak English with their foreign accents to understand each other, but then we'll actually have a guy who will not understand us when we speak English. So what about the dart?
This was the dart you used to knock out my girlfriend. If she's come to any harm, I will count you personally responsible.
Lotse capito fnor!
What? Is that an actual thing? I have no idea. He might have said something for real, but... When he pointed in that direction, we opened that drawer and found this key. So we asked something about the key?
What does this key unlock?
Huh?
Huh? He's very short. Oh, look. He's been chained up.
Hey, you're manacled.
Manacled?
Who did this? That big thug? I'm gonna set you free, okay?
Manacles. On both legs, came in between. We took the manacles off, but what?
Hey, come back here.
He went behind the boxes and then... he's gone. George is
The
searching
little guy
for
had
him.
gone to ground amongst the stack of crates.
George was trying to search for him, but he can't find him between... he's somewhere now there in between the boxes. Okay. Here's the elevator.
It was an elevator to the upper floor.
And a button.
It was the button to call the elevator.
Well, why don't you call it then? Seems pretty obvious. And away it goes. Blah, 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 blah. Onto the second floor. Let me see, what time is it? We're still good on time. I kind of want to finish Marseille, if possible.
Just in time. Interrupting the beam of light kept the doors from closing and stopped anyone from using the elevator. But what now?
What is that sound? Wow. I mean, the bass in these headphones is pretty strong, but weird bass on boom. Hope it's not too loud. What now? There's this, okay, photoelectric.
It was a device to prevent the elevator doors closing when they were obstructed.
Okay, so we need to have something in between. This crate?
The crate
looks
bore
like-
the familiar logo of Condor Transglobal, but no clues to its contents.
I think the crate will work fine, right? The crate it is, okay.
There. That would keep the doors from closing.
Alright. So shall we look at
The
the crate
crate
again?
bore the familiar logo.
Oh, wait, we already looked at that. So there are other crates in
The
here.
crate was labeled Danger. Live contents do not drop. There were small holes in the top and sides, and scratchy noises coming from inside.
I wonder what's inside it. He tried
But
to
decided
pick it
not to risk dropping it and meeting the live contents.
up. And there's a crate under
It was a
that
large
one?
crate with no label.
Okay. There's a pallet carrier.
It was a
here?
hydraulic hand cart.
Can we pull on it?
There wasn't enough room to move the handle.
Okay. There's a statue here.
The statue looked as if it was Central or South American in origin.
Central or South American.
The statue looked way too heavy for me to move.
Okay, too heavy to move. There's a pulley.
It was a pulley attached to a long rail which ran the length of the building. It wasn't much use, though. No rope.
No rope, though. And it heads all the way to this door here.
I realized the doors must lead to a loading platform high above the dockside.
Huh. Can we open it? I hope that bass sound is not bothering.
A sturdy beam was jammed across the doors.
A beam.
These doors were not going to open.
A beam. That's the one. So downstairs there's a wooden beam that keeps the door from getting open, and the same thing here, but we're not able to get this beam off. So, what else can we do here? Well, there are buttons, switches. What? A switch and a button. Jeez, I wonder which one we can choose.
An unmarked switch. Tempting.
Tempting? So the button must be the elevator then.
It was the elevator call button.
All right. So let's. We cannot call the elevator. The elevator is still here with us. But what about this switch? Oh, it's a light switch. Okay, so there's a light bulb here in the corner of the room that lit up. And what's this on the floor?
I noticed a faint mark on the wooden floor.
Let's look at the scratch marks that have been that are visible now because of the lights.
There was an arc-shaped scratch on the floor, as if a door had been opened in the nearby wall.
A door! A secret door? My. So now all of a sudden we have an option for a door here.
There didn't appear to be any difference in the paneling of this part of the wall.
Okay. What about just figuring out if we can touch it up or something?
My fingers traced the outline of a secret door in the wall.
Okay, tracing around the wall and...
Then I found a small round stud, which was set flush to the surrounding wooden paneling.
Oh.
Just as I'd hoped. A secret room.
Secret room? Who could possibly be in the secret room? Could it be...
Nico!
Nico! Aren't we glad we have Nico here with us again? Let's see. She has been taped. Yeah, there's a tape on her mouth, and then is tied to the chair. There's a rope here.
It was a short length of rope tied tightly around Nico's slim wrists.
Well, release her, goddammit! There's also a weird statue on the floor there, but we'll look at it later. We have rescued Nico. For now. And she took a tape off her mouth. And...
There. How you feeling?
Oh, thanks, Georges. How on earth did you find me?
I knew Oubier had been in Marseille. But never mind about me. How about you tell me exactly what's going on, starting with that Mayan stone?
I picked it up from one of Karzak's men in Paris. I was expecting a consignment of narcotics.
Drugs?
Yes. The proof I needed to expose Karzak's smuggling operation. I'd set it up to act as his courier, and once I had the proof, I planned to go straight to Inspector Mou. But instead of the dope I'd expected, they sent me that stone instead. And to find out more, I called Professor Oubier, who invited me to his mansion. At least, I thought it was Oubier.
I don't get it. If Karzak's business is drugs, why is he so desperate to get his hands on that stone?
Maybe it has some significance to the local people in Central America. It could be Karzak's means of getting them to work for him. Anyway, we've got to get out of here.
So we got a quick, brief...
Nico, wait.
So Nico left the room, but we got a quick, brief explanation from Nico there that she had pretended to be a courier for something to do with trying to figure out. So she obviously Nico's a reporter, right? Trying to figure out if this Karzak guy is if he's delivering drugs to the country from Central America, and. She said, Inspector Moo should be dead. At least we were told he was dead at the end of Shadow of the Templars. Well, actually, he was Sergeant Moo back then. But she said Inspector, so what has happened there? But anyways, so she decided she was going to pretend to be the courier. And what she thought she would get drugs and then she would deliver the drugs to Inspector Moo, but she got that stone instead. So I was like, why is this stone? But then I get this Mayan stone. And then she wanted to talk to Ubier about it, but it wasn't Ubier at all. At least I thought it was Ubier. So why is this stone so important? So she left the tape.
It was the
here on the
masking
floor.
tape that had been used on Nico.
Let's pick that tape up.
I decided to keep the masking tape. It was bound to be of some use to me.
It's definitely going to be some use to it. Fetish. What's this small statue?
It was a
here?
grotesque little statue of a figure carrying a shield and a spear.
Notice that theme? It's carrying a spear and a shield. It looks hideous. We picked it up just to see... Maybe we can use it later on. Alright, so here we are.
We
With
can't
Nico.
use the elevator. If that thug Pablo's recovered, he'll be waiting for us.
We've got to do something. Where does that door lead to?
I'm not sure.
So at least let's... here's Nico.
Nico looked well considering her ordeal.
That's good to know. Like I said, this voice actress that they got for Nico this time around, I would not say she's my least favorite, but second to least. Yeah, I'll say that, second to least. Yeah, I might do a Nico, because there's been a different voice actress for Nico all the time, every game. There's never been the same actress for Nico, so I might actually do a ranking of Nikos someday. So I like the first one better than this one. But let's talk to her at least. And ask her about all these different things. Okay, so first of all, what's this thing about Condor Transglobal?
Okay, tell me what you know about Condor.
Condor Transglobal exports Aztec and Mayan relics from Central America to Europe. But that's just a cover for the real business. Drug smuggling.
What proof do you have?
Nothing yet.
So why does she know about that? Let's ask more about
Do you know where Condor is based?
In Central America. A place called Quaramonte.
I saw that name on a docket downstairs.
That's it. So a company called Condor is based in Quaramonte. Okay, let's ask about this Karzak.
Tell me about this Karzak guy.
Well, I saw him for only a few minutes, but he frightens me. I got the impression that Pablo was nervous when he was around too. His eyes, they're like a wild animal's, like a tiger. That's what scared me most about him. He looked so unpredictable and dangerous.
What about Pablo?
Did that Indian guy mistreat you?
If you forget about the abduction, verbal threats, and bondage, no.
Well, what about the little guy?
I don't think he knows where he is or what he's doing here. The big guy, Pablo, he brought Titipoco from the jungle.
Titty what?
Titipoco. That's what I heard Pablo call the dwarf.
The dwarf, yes. The dwarf named Titipoco. It's not an Indian, George. It's native from Central America. Let's go ask about... Yeah, Inspector Moo? What the hell?
Did I hear you refer to Inspector Moo?
Yes, you remember him?
Yes, but he was a sergeant, and we thought he was dead.
Well, of course I do. But I thought he was dead.
Oh no, He reappeared after the broken sword case had blown over. When he found out who was in with the Neo-Templars, he went into hiding. Mu knew more than was good for him.
Does he know about our involvement with the case?
If he does, he's not telling. Still, he got a sudden promotion.
So he was a little bit smarter than we thought he was. And probably knew about, found out about Rosso's involvement and then went to hiding. Thought he pretended to be dead. Okay, what about the actress that was married to Oublié?
Did you know Oubier's wife was a film star?
No, I didn't know he was married. What happened to her?
She died. In mysterious circumstances, apparently.
How mysterious.
I heard she was murdered. Possibly by Oublié himself.
A murderer, huh? André said he was something of a celebrity.
Something of a celebrity. Speaking of Andre Lamino, what about the panties?
I found these in your bag.
Oh, they were a gift.
I know. I read the note.
God knows what was going through Andre's mind.
I think that's quite plain enough.
Thank God Nico is not happy about the gifts. I think so. Let's look at the manacles.
Look, the little guy downstairs was chained up with these.
That must have been Pablo's doing. I don't blame him, though. That little guy is dangerous.
You're still sore about that poisoned dart?
Of course I'm sore.
Speaking of poison darts, I still have it.
Do you recognize this?
Is that the dart which knocked me out?
That's right. I kept it as a souvenir.
What about the statue we found?
Have you any idea who this little statue is supposed to be?
I'm not very well acquainted with Mayan deities, Georges. But whatever his name, he sure is ugly.
Sure is ugly. Alright, so we have nothing else to say to Nico. So it seems like if we want to get through this door, we need something to knock the doors open. It sure looks like this statue could do the trick. Well, but he said there was no rope, but don't we still have a rope here? Boy, I do have a lot of items now. We should probably try to get this rope on the statue here. And then, once the rope is in its place, we should take the rope and try to connect it to the pulley. Uh-oh. It won't reach?
The rope wasn't long enough to reach the pulley.
God damn it, that means we need to... Yeah, the pallet carrier. We're gonna probably have to raise the statue up, but could we raise the statue up with the box there in the way? I say nay!
There wasn't enough room to move the handle.
He just told us that before, so we need to move that crate away, but we can't move it with the crate on top, right?
No chance.
No chance.
Whatever those crates contained, they were heavy.
So we could probably move it if that crate wasn't on top of it. But he didn't want to move the the crate with the, what was it again?
The crate was labeled danger.
Live contents.
Live contents. Do not drop.
Do not drop at all. So how are we... We might have to move the crate then onto this crate, but it's too far away, right? So that means...
It was a device to prevent the elevator doors closing when they were obstructed.
The device, the photoelectric cell, we need to use something else to block it. Bing bong.
It was the strip of masking tape which the big Indian had used to gag Nico.
Sure looks like it can cover this photoelectric cell. And if it can, that means we don't need the crate anymore. Bum bum.
Hopefully, the tape would prevent those doors from closing and stop the Indian from being able to call the elevator.
Not really an Indian. I'm not gonna even quote on it anymore. Let's just move this crate here. It's 30 years ago. Come on, be reasonable. Things were different, blah, blah, blah. All right. I was able to move the crate. What about this one here? Now we could easily move it. Although... you can hear the scratching noise. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. Now let's move the big crate because we've moved that small crate off it with the living contents. There we go. And now we should be able to use the pallet carrier. Raise up the board. And yeah, there they go. Statue. The statue getting closer
The pallet
to...
rose about 6 inches off the floor, and I said a silent prayer to whoever had discovered the power of hydraulics,
What on earth are you doing?
trying to raise the statue so I can hook it to that pulley.
Is that really going to help us?
I like to keep myself occupied in times of stress.
Nico, try to be more understanding. Can't you see we're trying to tie this statue with the rope to this pulley here? Look, it's all connected. Could we push the statue? No.
The statue looked way too heavy for me to move.
So we wouldn't be able to move it by ourselves. What if I lower the pallet here and then see? So now it's hanging on this rope, the statue. Can we try to push it now? Too heavy?
It was too heavy for me to move on my own.
On my own? Well, shall we get some help from Nico? That ought to do it. Yeah, here's the statue.
Could you give me a hand to push this statue?
What for?
This, my dear, is our passport to freedom.
If you say so, dear.
Oh, isn't it great they're together again? I'm not gonna spoil future games, but this really is...
Push!
Here this pushing the statue towards the door, and the door is broken.
Great teamwork.
Nice to be working with you again, Mr. Stobbart.
Why not Monsieur Stobbart? Never mind. So, yeah, this game, this is where they are definitely together as a couple. In the first game, they were obviously new to each other, meeting each other for the first time. But then, you know, I'm not going to say anything more about it. One would, my dream scenario is to see them get married someday. Because I feel like I know them for so many years and they still haven't tied the knot. Why do I care so much about them being together? But I guess it's because it's two characters that I love, and it seems like everyone wants that really happy ending, right? There's nothing here for us. Too high to go down. There's only this cable.
A cable stretched way out across the docks to a building in the distance.
Could we maybe try to go down the cable?
I thought about hanging from the cable with my bare hands, but it was too far to the other end of the cable to escape that way.
Probably would rip up the skin of her hands. So what could we use to put around the cable and then... Let's see, the panties?
That wouldn't work.
No, that wouldn't work. What about the manacles? And obviously... 2 rings, right? One for George, one for Nico?
Nico, I have a great idea.
Great idea indeed. And here we have a cutscene. Manical on the cable, and there they go! Down the cable! Oh, it snapped off! And they fell into the ocean. Into the dirty ocean. And there's the docks, and we're swimming behind them.
Josh, where have you been?
We're back at the Glee
Never mind
Gallery.
that. Do you have the Mayan stone?
Talking to
Maybe
Robin.
I have, but,
Don't argue, André. Give the stone to George.
well, of course. If you say so, Nicole.
Nico. He doesn't call her Nico like we
Thank you so much, Andre.
George, he told me you'd been kidnapped, my dear. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
Oh, but it was true. If it hadn't been for George, I wouldn't be here now.
It's not finished yet. Karzak's thugs will be back for that stone, you can bet. The best lead that we have is Coromonte City.
Coromonte is in Central America. That's where Ubier gets his artifacts.
That's all we needed to know. Come on, George.
Quaramonte,
Oh.
the traveler's rear entrance
please.
to Central America.
Please, Carolee, and
Well,
now...
that's how it was translated in the
We're in
brochure.
Coromonte.
We didn't know what we were looking for, but the offices of Condor Transglobal seemed a good place to start.
Someone with a... watching over the city. George and Nico have changed outfits. More appropriate for a
Hey, it's
country
market
that's...
day. I don't see any cabs. Let's ask someone how to get to Quaramonte City.
Okay. Keep your eyes peeled for any sign of Condor Transglobal.
Okay. And she's walking around the market. Folks, I'm gonna stop here. So much happened there all of a sudden. What am I doing? I pressed the wrong button. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, you saw my desktop. Oh, never mind. Gonna press this button. No, not quit. No, cancel. Jesus Christ. Save. Okay, the game has been saved. Whew. And now we can go to this menu here. So much happened at the end there. We escaped the dog in Marseille, went straight to the Glees gallery talking to Lampino about the stone. We received the stone. George mentioned Quaramonte City, and then Glees was there, overheard our conversation. That's where Quaramonte City, that's in Central America, that's where Ubia gets his artifacts from. And then, okay, that's enough. We know that's a good enough lead for us. And immediately we saw them go off a ship, wearing different clothes. George wearing a yellow shirt with shorts, and Nico also in a different outfit. Obviously, they're in a country closer to the equator. That's gonna be temperatures are gonna be hotter, so wear appropriate clothing. Stupid. Never mind. So we'll end it there. We rescued Nico, got out of Marseille, and now on this lead, Quaramonte City, where this company Condor Transglobal is supposed to be at, and where Ubier seem to be sending artifact from. And maybe we'll get more answers about the stone there. So I think this is a perfect ending to episode 2, and then episode 3 will start in Quaramonte in Central America. So obviously the road leads there. So what's gonna happen there? We'll find out. Okay, so anyways, this has been the Broken Sword 2, the Smoking Mirror walkthrough and review on the JLR YouTube podcast. I hope you have enjoyed it, and until next time, you guys take care. See you next time. Bye bye. See you. Bye.